The biggest problem I had with alcohol was I enjoyed it. And I used to use the excuse that, at the end of the day I could have a few drinks and forget about the world for a minute or two. I could just fade off into that sort of slightly drunk sort of warm feeling and not worry about anything. Well, I wasn't a connoisseur of beer or wine or spirits. I just wanted the alcohol. So towards the end of my drinking career, I used to think, well, I've got to be healthy, so I'll try and drink healthy. And I used to drink vodka and fizzy water and add a dash of cordial or something so that it didn't taste so bad. So I was drinking water while I was drinking alcohol. And I was never a real big beer drinker because beer bloated me. I'd have a couple of beers and I'd be done because it just give me a sore gut just because it was stretched. And wine, well, amazingly, I used to drink cheap wine because, like I said, I just wanted the alcohol. I just wanted the feeling of drinking. So I'd buy $6 bottles of wine and some of them were pretty good. See, we live in Australia. Some of the cheap wine here is actually really quite good. It's not cat's piss. And it's everywhere and it's cheap. So in Australia you can be an alcoholic quite easily. I don't think I was ever an alcoholic though. I just enjoyed it. But what it was doing to me, far out. The headaches and the hangovers and the dehydration. And it aged me. Sort of dried out my skin and made me look old. And I could never exercise properly because I always lacked the energy and it was so much of an effort. And then I'd get the angries. I'd just get really angry at nothing. I really tried never to take it out on anybody. I wasn't violent or anything like that, but I'd get really shitty and go to bed grumpy and because everything sort of gets amplified. The nice feeling, whatever, and then you turn and you start getting shitty. So I gave up. I said, right, enough is enough. Gave up when I was 58. After drinking for like 45 years. Can you imagine that? And I used to drink every night. I didn't really like drinking during the day though, because by 5 o'clock I'd be exhausted. So I wasn't that, and like I said, I wasn't an alcoholic because I didn't crave it. I didn't need it. I craved it sometimes and I still crave it sometimes now, but I don't have this burning desire whereby I've got to have it and that's the end of it. I just don't need it. And I think if I had alcohol now, I think what would happen is I'd miss out on that nice feeling because I'd sort of get too hot. That sort of, all of a sudden your head starts thumping and you sort of get a little bit hot and uncomfortable. I think I'd get now, if I tried to drink, I'd get uncomfortable and hot. But I knew what it was doing to me. I knew how bad it was, and it is bad. Even a small amount of alcohol is just not good. It gives you that Dutch courage though, where you can have a few quiet ones and get the courage to go and talk to anybody, I suppose. But I never liked it because I was always concerned that, I've had too much now and slurring my words and people I'm talking to, they're going to know I've had a few quiet ones, so that didn't actually work for me very well. Yeah, but the ill effects, and they are only short term. The long term effects, I think I gave up just at the right time. I think I might have dodged a bullet. I went once to the doctor and they said something in my liver was elevated that I had to be careful of. It's probably the alcohol. Now when I get my bloods done, there's nothing wrong. Nothing at all. So, yeah, I think I dodged a bullet by giving up when I did. But I've seen guys my age who haven't given up. They're all bloated and, they're not happy with themselves. And I mean, if you look in the mirror, seriously, we're all a little bit vain. We're some more than others, but if I look in the mirror and I've got a dad's bod with a beer gut and it's hanging over my belt and you can't feel good about yourself, can you? But if you're slim and you can wear an appropriate size for your body type and whatever, and it's the proper size, and you look good in a t-shirt. I mean, if you look good in a t-shirt and you're 60, come on. You've got to feel good about yourself. That's excellent. But yeah, alcohol just bloated me. Just bloated my face. You should see the pictures. Oh my God, when I was younger. All down to really alcohol, because I wasn't really, I'm not a big eater. Like I've picked out in the past and whatever, but not really, that was never really the issue. The issue was alcohol, because it makes you retain water and probably does make you eat more. The returns aren't good enough. So that's what I said to myself. To give up, I said to myself, this alcohol's not serving me. I think I got that from I read a few books on giving up alcohol, and they said you got to play games with yourself and say things to yourself over and over and over. And so I started saying to myself, grow up, son. Just grow up. It's not serving you. You're not getting anything out of this. Every single time I went for a drink, I would say that. I'd say, listen, you're not getting anything out of this. And slowly, on those days that I didn't, because some days I'd drink and I'd just be drinking and I'd be like, well, I'm not getting anything out of this. Not getting mildly drunk, feeling good. Because that's what happens with drugs. Your body gets used to it, doesn't it? And you need more and more to get that feeling. But the problem is, once you have more and more, the more drunk you get, but you don't get the nice feeling. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's what happens with drug taking, unfortunately. It's a bloody shit-house thing to do. Really is. Most people that are on drugs don't want to be. But yeah, it wasn't servicing me. So if you're drinking now and you're a drinker, how much are you getting from it, really? And what happens is if you give up? Because I never had the social pressure to drink. I never listen to anybody. I don't care. I do my own thing. But I was drinking, and I was drinking a lot. My God, the amount I was drinking, I could go through a cask of wine and a bottle of vodka a week, and even more. Sometimes I went through 2 bottles of vodka in a week. And that'll get you. My God, that'll get you health-wise if you keep that up. I didn't do that all the time, of course, because it's expensive. Well, it is. Spirits are expensive here. But vodka was my choice, really. But yeah, just absolutely... Now I look back and I think, what a silly thing I did. Spending all those years drinking. Imagine what I could have achieved if I'd kept strong and fit and whatever. So if you're thinking of, if you do drink and you are thinking of giving up, just that little voice inside your head, just make it start yelling at you. Is this really servicing me? Am I getting anything from this of any value? I don't mind if people drink. I'm not judging people that drink. If you drink, well, that's your choice. My journey, I had to stop it. Completely stop it. None of this having a drink on the weekend. No, nothing. No alcohol in the house. That's another thing as well. If you want to give up, get rid of the alcohol out of the house. Don't let temptation get you. And if you are, like I said, the way I gave up was I got rid of the alcohol out the house, and then I read a few books on the psychology of it all so that I could have some sort of foundation in which to start the journey of not drinking. And then I just packed it in. And over I said in my head, this is not of any service to you. And it worked. But if you've got troubles, like a lot of people do, then you might need professional help. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was, I mean, it's been like 3 years since I gave up, so I'm treating it like it's like, no, big deal. Oh. But at the time, and especially I drank every day, no problem at all. I could easily drink a bottle of wine every day without even blinking, without even really getting all that drunk. And it's a big topic if you're a drinker. You know, I'm going on about it now and probably being a little bit repetitive, but it's a big deal. It's a big health deal. And it sneaks up on you. And you don't want it to give you cancer or heart disease or even dementia or diabetes. And it can. It's bloody dangerous. And it tastes like crap anyway. It really does. It tastes like shit. God. All these people that talk about wine with their bloody... It's got a coppery feel to it with a bit of marshmallow. Oh, really? Oh. I used to laugh at that anyway because, like I said, I wasn't interested in the snobbery of wine drinking. I was just interested in the drug itself. So, my advice is give up and stay sharp.